Let's bring in Sky News US contributor Michael Ware now for more on this. Michael, you've got to say that DeSantis and Elon Musk, for that matter, have had weeks to get this right. It certainly hasn't gone right. He got there eventually, but didn't go the way it should have.
No, it absolutely didn't. And the jokesters are already saying, this is Ron DeSantis. Well, this launches a disaster. And it really, really was. No, you couldn't hear it. It was on, it was off. It took me almost 25 minutes just to get to latch onto it. And the bits I heard, most of it was an advertorial for Twitter itself and why Twitter is so wonderful. But, what DeSantis did say wasn't very much. He's focusing very much on his record as governor of Florida with his sort of anti-restriction COVID policies. He just keeps turning back and back and back to the way he handled COVID. Now, to get the Republican primary, eventually one of these candidates is going to have to run through former President Donald Trump. And Ron DeSantis hasn't attempted that so far, but he did make what we think was an oblique reference in this disastrous Twitter launch when he said that government is not about entertaining, building a brand, or virtue signaling. And many people are taking that as a swipe at the former president. At some point, DeSantis is going to have to take on President Trump. He hasn't done it yet, and and what most of us heard, it was more of an ad for Twitter than it's been a campaign launch. It is something to remember.
Oh, certainly extraordinary. What are his chances against Donald Trump? Take us through what Ron DeSantis' supporter base is like in the US.
Well, the field of candidates is growing almost weekly at the moment. And DeSantis, right now, is the second best horse in the race. However, his numbers have just been dropping and dropping and dropping over recent weeks. One of the most recent polls, I think from yesterday, shows President Trump among likely registered Republican voters leading 53% to DeSantis's 26%. So the former president has literally doubled the support of Ron DeSantis. But at the end of the day, any alternative to President Trump is going to have to try and hoover up all the non-Trump votes and hope that that's enough to beat the former president.
Yeah, interesting times ahead. A fascinating hour already. Michael Ware, good to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining us.